What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys. We want to welcome our new subscribers.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome.
We've had several in the last few weeks, and we thank you for
Yes.
joining us, for being a part. And we
Exactly.
hope that you enjoy today's show. We're excited about it. So,
Let's get to it.
yeah.
Just between him and me, there's a night, there's no tricks, ooh, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy. Why are you laughing at me?
You said
My plate?
your plate. Your
Oh, my plate?
You said your plate, too. Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to laugh at you. My
It's
bad.
okay. Anything wrong with that, girl? What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
So glad that y'all with us. Paragon 7 Studios.
Yes.
We are here, Lance J Radio Network, today, and we're excited because this is our Super Bowl special.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl's coming up.
Yes.
And we're excited. You know, when we were on with Lance, we have to do something dealing with sports every so often.
Every so
because
often.
That's his bread. Well, really, his bread and butter is more like, medical things.
Yes, but he can talk about anything.
He really can. He started off.
He does.
Started off in sports with ESPN and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're excited that we're able to do that this evening. Well, I guess it's today for most of you.
Don't say when you are recording. Just say today.
All right. So we're excited about the Super Bowl, but we're excited about the Super Bowl for the reason that all black people are excited about the Super Bowl, and that is the Super Bowl party.
Listen, the party where you get to eat some good old hamburgers and
Hot dogs,
wings,
Chips,
fries,
soda.
whatever you make.
So this
potato
is the thing.
salad.
We've invited our people. We've got our little bubble of people
Got
that we
our
invite
bubble.
for stuff like that because it's still, a pandemic. We invite
Yeah,
everybody.
we got our bubble people.
And
I'm
so
gonna be handing out tests that I got.
you gonna have them test when they get
and
here?
be like, listen,
and hand sanitizer?
no, you take it. I give it to you ahead of time. You
Oh,
take
okay.
your test
Just making
before you
sure.
come.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. All right.
That's
so
my
we're doing
plan,
all that
actually.
just to make sure.
Yes.
That's hilarious, babe. How you gonna test all of them, man?
I'm just saying.
There's a bunch of them coming.
It's only a couple families.
That's true. It's
So
like 10.
You can take a test.
I agree.
Yes.
So anyway, we got them coming over and stuff. Here's the thing. I just wonder about it. The Super Bowl for most people, and I would think this is most people in general, but I would say it's probably even more so for black people, and we'll get to that in a second. Why? Because what our topic is for this first segment has to do with that. How hard it is for black people to watch the NFL these days. But my question is, is it about the game or is it about the party? Like the Super Bowl, is it about the Super Bowl party? Like, okay, for you, let me just ask you this.
Okay.
When's the last time the game actually mattered to you?
Okay, so the last time the game actually mattered, like for real,
Yes.
was when the Falcons played in 2017. It
Okay.
disappointed me so badly.
Yes.
That
where
was-
they basically had
they
the win
had
in
the
the
win.
bag.
I can't even talk about it. I don't think I've talked about it since then.
I don't think you have. It's funny. We're talking about Tom Brady later on, too. So
I mean, that was devastating.
Tom Brady was the person. It was the Patriots who came back.
And see, that was another reason, was the Patriots.
Yeah. And you hate them,
And
too.
I can't stand the Patriots. And my sister lives in Boston.
Right.
And she was rooting for the Falcons, of course.
Because
She
she's
was in
Atlanta
the house
girl.
having
Yeah.
her party with
Right.
all her Boston friends who were
Right.
like, and she was like, yes, over. We
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And then for that to happen, to see her go through that,
Yeah.
man.
But do you remember what we went through, though? I mean, we were at your father's house. We were living in Atlanta at the time. We went to Pop Super Bowl
Listen,
party.
we were talking about taking off the next day from school.
We were planning it.
We were.
Because we were like, we're all going to go to the parade.
to the parade.
You know what I'm saying?
It was going to be dope. Like,
Yes.
we had it all planned out. And then they just...
And see, nobody at the party was a Patriots fan. Actually, there was one or two people there, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it was
there
like-
were like 30 of us there.
Yeah.
This is pre-pandemic, obviously. There were 30 of us there, and only 2 people were rooting for the Patriots. And then, of course, yeah, man, that was
It was
just
bad. It was bad. So that was the last time I really cared.
Right.
Like, I like Mahomes. So last year I was like,
Yeah,
I was going for
yeah.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
I would go for quarterbacks. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
right.
But like, if he lost, it'd be like, okay,
Who cares?
You know what I'm saying?
You were devastated after the final.
was
You
devastated.
didn't speak for like 2 weeks.
I did.
after
I
that.
was quiet the rest of the night, first of all. And then to have to hear the next day when I went to school
Right.
with my kids and,
Right,
my coworkers and to hear for some people who were Boston, it was just, it was
Yeah,
not
that's
good.
tough,
It was
man.
not good.
That's tough.
So that was the last time that I actually cared.
Yeah.
I do usually watch for the commercials.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The commercials have been bad
But they haven't
lately,
been
too.
great.
Yeah.
So I've
Commercials
been
were way
pretty
better back in the day.
disappointed.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I actually think there was a time when it was easier for me to watch the NFL than it is now. And
That's true.
as a black man,
Yeah.
it's been tough. I would say ever since 2016 and the Kaepernick thing. Really, it was 2017 that we blacked out. I think we blacked out that whole season where I stopped watching altogether. I didn't watch even one NFL game.
But you did watch the Super Bowl.
We watched the Super Bowl, yes, but that
Because
was
the
it.
Falcons were in it.
No, I think that was the next season. So what happened was, so the season.
Oh, 2017.
Right, the
I
2017
see.
season is the one I blacked
season.
out.
That's
So
right.
so the Falcons, I believe, played in the Super Bowl in February of 2017,
That's right,
but that
that's
was the
right.
2016
Exactly.
season.
It was.
I
You're right.
think.
You're right.
And so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
next season would be
It was
considered
when
the
the
2017.
blackout.
That's
Okay.
when I blacked out the whole thing. I didn't watch any NFL games.
I mean,
at
I
all.
didn't either.
Right, you didn't either. Here's the thing that was crazy though. Before that, you and I were both in multiple
I was getting
fantasy leagues.
ulcers from
from losing, from staying up late, changing your team all the
changing
time.
my team,
Right.
changing my folks. It was
So we were
very
really
stressful.
we were really into the NFL for a long time, and
We
then
were.
it was like, okay, now, okay, and really that was because there was some obvious racism that is clearly in the league, and we were like, yeah, we can't
It's
really do
bad.
it. And so
It's
here's the
actually
thing,
really bad.
So since then, we've kind of come back and watched a little bit. Like I'm still not in fantasy league. I still haven't played fantasy football.
You
in a
don't
long
watch
time.
nearly as much as you did.
I barely watch games. Like
Yeah,
if
you
I
don't
watch
watch like you
anything,
did.
it'll be I was flipping it around and I happen to see it and I stay on there for a second, but I'm really not
Or
into it like
highlights or
that.
something like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And of course, I follow my Giants, which are terrible, but still. So the Giants are in the news now for a big situation, which
not
is
good news.
it's not good news.
Not good news.
Which
Yeah.
is what's making it harder again to watch the NFL because of the blatant racism.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was hard for me to watch after people start doing documentaries on what happens.
Oh, the
to,
CTE thing.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that really
yeah,
jacked
yeah.
me up.
Right.
Like, I was like, what the? What?
People committing suicide and stuff, suicide being tied to that
I
and
mean,
everything
just
like that.
that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly, if I'm gonna be real,
Yeah.
I feel like it's because a lot of minorities are in football that they don't care. And I don't know who they are, but
Yeah.
people, whatever.
So-
the higher ups don't care about the physical health of these men
Yes.
because they're not. They're minorities. They don't
Yeah.
matter.
So the large
know?
percent, there's a large percent of African Americans who are football players. I want to say 2/3 or something like that.
I could see that.
And
yeah.
then, of course, there aren't that many black coaches. Right now,
Right.
there's only one black coach in the NFL because the other ones all got fired. So there's only one. And
Like,
here's what
How
we're
is
talking
that
about.
okay? How is that not obvious?
It's not good. Here's what we're talking about because
Okay.
the most recent fire
Yeah.
was a guy named Brian Flores. Brian Flores was the head coach for the Miami Dolphins,
Right.
and he's now looking for a job.
Yeah.
He interviews with the Giants, but he doesn't interview with them yet. He has an interview set up. He gets a text from Bill Belichick saying congratulations on the new hire.
Right.
And Brian Flores is like, congrats on what? He was like, the Giants, you know.
Yeah. Giants. Question mark, exclamation point,
Yeah.
question mark. Like,
yeah, like
how you not know that?
I hear you're their guy.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And Brian Flores says to Coach Belichick, which by the way, Bill Belichick is the coach of the Patriots. So this whole everything
This
we're
is
talking about
bad.
today, it
This
all,
is
you know what I'm saying? So
terrible.
So Brian
really is.
Flores says, I actually haven't interviewed with them yet.
And you
Are
already,
you sure this is the right Brian?
because both of them are Bryans.
And so
That
and
jacket, you got to check your text message.
the
before you
other
press send,
Brian,
honey.
the other Brian that was being interviewed is a white Brian, and he thought he was texting that guy.
Now,
so-
one had to be with an I and another one with a Y.
Maybe I don't know, but Bill Belichick jacked it all up. He really stepped in it, and so what ended up happening was your boy Brian Flores says, you know what, I'm suing the NFL and I'm suing them for racist hiring practices.
You know, I'm really proud of him for doing that because if you think about it, you could really get, trolled for doing that. You know what I mean?
Could, and he probably is.
He probably is.
To be
No,
honest
he
with you.
probably is. I'm sure
Yeah.
he is. But what I'm saying is, he's not. It doesn't seem like he's caring about that. I mean, he's going on
Right.
talk shows. He's
Right.
talking about it like straight
Right.
up. I
Right.
mean, what we watched it showed the text message. Like they
Correct.
put it up there.
And they asked him at the end, did you tell Coach Belichick that you'd be doing this lawsuit?
He was like,
said,
no.
He said, did you know you're going to be using his text message? He's like, no.
Exactly.
He said, have you talked to him since? I'm like, no. So anyway, you're right.
That's bold. I think that's courageous, and I'm glad he's doing it because I think I know that's the reason why guys like that have been getting away with this kind of thing for so long is that nobody says anything. Nobody speaks up when stuff happens to them.
Yes.
Because you're afraid of what's going to happen. You're afraid you're not going to get another job.
You're right.
afraid, but these days, sometimes you get a little annoyed with everybody, getting offended about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that we are in this time where you can speak up and be heard about what's happening to you because it's not fair. And he actually showed that he is a good coach.
Yes.
If he was losing all the time and he didn't bring the Dolphins back, whatever, that would be different.
Well, let's tell the audience that because they may not be aware of that. So it turns out
that's important. That's an important part of the
because the question is why did Brian Flores get fired in the first place? Because a lot of people this is what they're saying. What we're saying is, first of all, there are not that many black coaches in the NFL, as you can just look and see that. That's obvious. Since the Rooney Rule, which is supposed to basically make it so that organizations now have to interview a certain amount of minority coaches while they're hiring or whatever, in order to make sure they give everybody a fair shake.
But just to check off and say we did.
That's what they're basically doing.
Not to say
that's
so
what it
that
seems like they're doing. But the point is, since the Rooney Rule, you have seen an uptick in the amount of black coaches that we have. But what ends up happening is they're the last to get hired, and they're usually the first to get fired. So Brian Flores is available in the first place after only 2 seasons with the Dolphins because apparently when he got hired in the first place, his owner said, hey, if you lose games, for every game you lose, I will give you a bonus of $100,000. And Brian Flores is like, I ain't doing that.
And that
I didn't come here to lose.
That offends me.
Me too.
Because it's like, because you black.
It's like you hired me to lose.
And you want some money. I know you will do this for the money.
I'm not going to be your poster child for losing.
Exactly.
Ain't no way in the world.
And then that's going to be on my name.
Right. I'm a good coach.
Why would anybody think somebody would do that?
It doesn't make any sense. First of all, why would a black man ever agree to that? It basically means I'll never get hired again. Well, I'm not doing that.
Right.
So here's what he does. He goes in and he has a 10-6 season. That's a good season for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
By the way, just for the record, this owner only has 3 winning seasons since owning the Dolphins. 2 of which were with Brian Flores.
Listen, when I heard that, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now, the second season, he started off horribly. It was a really bad season, and he turned it around, got a bunch of wins in a row, and I believe he ended up 1 game over 500, something like that. So he ended up with a winning season by 1 game. The point is, Brian Flores is a good coach, but I think he got fired, number one, because I don't think they brought him in there to win.
He wouldn't do it.
I think they brought him in there to lose, and I don't think white men know how to handle it when a black man stands up to them. I don't think he liked him from the beginning, and he was trying to figure out a way to get rid of him. So he got rid of him, and now when he tries to get hired again by the Giants are basically using the Rooney Rule, and I hate the fact that it's my Giants, man. It's like you see, I didn't wear a Giants hat today. You know what I'm saying? I hate that.
Well, you just got your PXG, so you got to wear that for a few days.
I do. You're right. These clubs are dope.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But anyway, my point is, it's really bad, and it's making it very difficult to watch the NFL because it's obviously a racist league. This lawsuit that is here now was actually threatened 20 years ago. This is where the Rooney Rule came from. 20 years ago, Johnny Cochran and his team actually sued Coca-Cola for racist hiring practices and won.
Yes.
And they said, we're coming for the NFL next. So NFL was quaking in their boots, and they said, you know what, let's do something about it so we don't get sued. They came with the Rooney Rule, and here we are 20 years later, things have not changed, and now they're getting sued
and see,
again.
that's what Brian said in one of his interviews. He was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, the Rooney Rule. That's what this was. Which
he knew.
He knew. And that probably, he said it made him very angry.
Yeah.
It made
Why
him
would
very
it? Would have made me angry too.
Yeah. I mean, to say you're hired and it's not even talking about you, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's dirty.
Well.
Look, you got to check your text messages. Yeah. You got to look. You got to take a double check before you press in. Yeah, man. Okay? You will get jacked.
That's actually the moral of the story.
That is the moral of the story. Check your text messages.
All right, so after the break, we know that Tom Brady has officially announced that he's retiring, but I've got astonishing news about why.
Ooh.
That's after the break.
Yes.
Live from Washington, D.C., you are listening to Just John and April on the Lance J Radio Network.
Just John and April back from the break now. And we're excited about Super Bowl Sunday, not really because of the game, because of the party that we're going to have. Some friends, you know what I'm saying?
And it's been a while since we've had a party. So I'm actually really excited.
It's a pandemic.
I know.
What do you want?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is exciting.
I'm sending a COVID test to everyone. Seriously, my library, our local library, which is amazing, is giving away free COVID tests. I just walked in and said, "Hey, can I get one?" She was like, "Yeah." She was
just
like,
one?
Well, it was 2 in a pack.
Oh, okay.
And then she was like, "Do you have more than 2 people in your home?" I was like, "Yes." She was like, "Oh, well then you need another pack." I was like,
"Wow,
what?" So they giving them away real good.
You about to go get another one?
Oh, I am. I'm going to get more so that all the families can take the test before they come to the house.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying. And
Okay,
they're very
so
easy. I'm like really good at giving them now.
Are you?
I be popping them things
So you're
out.
like one of these official test givers,
I am.
COVID test
I am.
people.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, so here's the question before we get into our subject for the segment about Tom Brady and why it is that he announced his retirement.
Yeah.
The question I have is, who are you picking in the Super Bowl? So we got 2 teams, Rams versus the Bengals.
Yes.
Okay, you got the defense of the Rams with their hotshot young coach with the full beard, and then you have the Bengals with their new hotshot quarterback Joe Burrow and all that. Who's winning and what's the score? I know you don't really care about this game, but
I don't. But I will say I care a little bit about it, and the
Why?
reason why I do is because my uncle Jeremiah, who I love so much, is a serious Bengals fan.
Huge Bengals fan.
So whenever the Bengals play, I go for the Bengals if they're not playing against somebody I really
that you care about.
Falcons
Right.
or whatever, you know,
Right.
The Giants,
Right,
you know.
right, of course. you don't have to say
So
that.
and I do love Mahomes a lot.
Right. Yeah,
You know.
you do like them.
I do like them. So I am going for the Bengals because of Uncle Jeremiah.
Okay, so Bengals, and what's the final score?
The final score is 21-24.
Okay, so they only win by 3.
They only win by 3.
So you expect
So
it to be
that it's
like
a good game.
a game-winning field goal or something like that?
Exactly. I'm wanting it to be a good, you know.
So I am rooting for a good game.
I'm rooting for a good. That's really what I'm rooting for.
When you think about the Super Bowls over the years, the games are really not always great.
Right.
The
I hate
hype is
that.
always big, and then you end up with a blowout, and it's like, this is whack.
It's whack. But I like it when not too high of a score.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you want a little bit of defense happening.
Yeah, you want some defense happening,
Yeah.
but you want it to be where, you know, they barely win.
Yes.
So that you can scream in the end.
Yes,
you know, I want to
right,
be screaming.
right.
I want to be
you
like,
want there to be tension at the end and all that kind of
I want to
stuff.
be able to text
Yeah.
Uncle Jeremiah and be like, congratulations, this is so great. Did you see it? Are you watching? You know, I want to be able to do that.
Okay, so I always root for a good game, and I always root for the best storyline. So
Yes,
whatever the
yes,
storyline
yes.
is usually what I'm going for. And I'm not really sure what the storyline is here. You got a young coach who's in his 30s who coaches the Rams.
Yeah.
Rams
And I
haven't won a whole bunch.
haven't really been watching the Rams at all. So that I don't
you really
even
don't care.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I care zero about the Rams.
So I would say the bigger story is probably the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know if they've ever won a Super Bowl. I should have looked it up before the show. I
Yeah.
don't care about the Bengals at all.
Okay.
You can probably look it up right
You want me
now.
to look it up right now?
Look it up right now and just find out. Have the Bengals ever won?
Yeah.
If they've never won before, I know the Rams have won. I remember when Kurt Warner
Yeah, I
won
know
with the
the Rams
I
have won.
remember that. The greatest show on turf. They had this, great offense and stuff like that. So I remember that. That was in my lifetime. But I don't remember the Bengals ever winning. In fact,
They've
Bengals
never won. The Bengals have never
There you
won.
go. The Bengals are really a dumpster fire of a franchise.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly.
Yeah.
They're a train wreck every time they play.
Exactly.
So if they win, I think that's the bigger story.
Yeah.
So I say I root for the Bengals in this
Right.
situation too. And also,
And they have the
honestly,
quarterback,
Uncle
know.
Jeremiah is a wonderful uncle. He is an amazing
he's the
human
best.
being.
He really
So let's
is.
root for them
Uncle
just because Uncle
Jeremiah,
Jeremiah.
yes.
You know what I'm
Uncle
saying? Which, by the way,
Jeremiah.
sorry, I said Jeremiah.
Yeah.
It's definitely Jeremiah.
It's Uncle
so
Jeremiah.
the question is, why is he even a Bengals fan? He's from Charlotte.
I don't
need to
know.
ask that question.
He is from Charlotte.
I need to
He is
find
not
that out.
He's not a fan. I mean, I've never.
I don't
seen
think he's
him.
ever played. Lived in Ohio.
Listen, when he had a birthday party, it was a Bengals themed
Right,
birthday
I'm
party.
saying he really
so
loves
he
them.
really is. a
Right,
Bengals.
right.
And so that's literally the only reason why I have ever just went on and watched the game.
Right. It's because Uncle
When
Jeremiah.
the Bengals are playing, it's because
Right.
Uncle Jeremiah, and I want to be able to text and be like,
Right.
"Go Bengals!"
Right. Exactly. It's hilarious, man.
So that's who I'm going for.
Uncle Jeremiah is the smilingest person I know. I've never.
Listen, he is
So
the
hold on.
happiest person
Hold
I
on.
know.
I've seen him at sad occasions still smile.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Listen, that's how we all need to be.
Well, I agree.
I
We can take a
love
page out of his
that.
book.
We can.
Definitely.
That's what I love about Uncle Jeremiah.
Okay, let's get into it. So
Yes.
here's the thing. Tom Brady is retiring.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. And we all have made some assumptions. In fact, the thing I hear most often is the reason why he's retiring is because of his wife and children.
Right.
That's what I hear. And here's why they say that.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's 44. but he's still playing at a very high level. This past season was one of his better statistical seasons of his career.
It's actually amazing that he can still be playing at that level.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Really is. With the way my body feels.
Exactly. You are 43.
Yes.
Now.
Well,
You just
I wasn't
turned
going to say
43.
that.
You weren't. But people, no one's going to believe it. Everybody that's watching is going to be like, what? They may think I'm
I don't know
capping
about
right
that
now,
with the bags under my eyes.
Oh,
I'm
my
not
goodness,
sure.
girl. You look great. Anyway, so Tom Brady predicted he would play till he's 45.
Yeah.
So he's not playing till he's 45, clearly. And he has such a great season. People are saying, why would he retire this season? Oh, it must be because he wants to be home and be more available to his wife and kids. So that's what most people are saying.
Okay.
But I heard something to the contrary the other day. So you know I'm a huge Tony Kornheiser fan.
Yes, I love him too.
I love watching PTI.
I love PTI.
I love Tony Kornheiser
Look, our
and Mike
kids
Wilbon.
love. Julia loves
they
watching
love it.
PTI.
That's true.
And she don't even care about sports.
But then I listen to Tony Kornheiser's podcast during the week as well.
Yeah.
So I was listening to him this week, and guess what he said?
What?
I'm gonna just read what he said.
Okay.
Here's what he said: people think Tom Brady's retiring for his family, but then he says this: but athletes don't care about their families.
That's wrong.
And then he said, I think he's worried about injury. That's what he said. Now, Tony Kornheiser may not be right about his reasoning.
Yeah. I mean, he does care about his family, but I guess he
What
he
he
means
meant-
is
what he meant
not
simply-
enough to retire for that.
That's what I think
Yes,
he said.
I got it.
I don't
I
think
got
he's
it.
saying Tom Brady hates his wife and
Of
kids.
course.
I think he's saying I don't think that athletes make decisions about their careers based on their families. What I think he's saying.
Right.
And Tony Kornheiser was a beat journalist for years. He worked for the Washington Post. He and Mike Wilbon worked for the Washington Post for years before they became TV personalities. So these guys know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They've been inside. They've been talking to people, all this kind of stuff. So my personal opinion is I think Tony Kornheiser is right. I don't think he made the decision for his family. In fact, my theory is something that somebody else said on Tony Kornheiser's show, which is that they are doing some restructuring of the team, and apparently Tom Brady doesn't believe that he's going to have a winning team next year. And so he's like, you know what? Now's a good time to hang it up. All right, so here's my question to you. And this is what I really care about, okay? Do you think, if Tony Kornheiser is right, if Tom Brady is not retiring specifically to be more available to his wife and kids, does that make Tom Brady a bad father?
No,
Wow, that was quick.
it doesn't.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is
does that
because-
disappoint you at all? If it's true, does it disappoint you that that's not his reasoning? Because for me, it warmed my heart a little bit to hear him say, even though my career is not over, even though I could play in a couple more years, I'm doing this for my wife and kids.
He said that?
No, I'm saying to hear people say that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I see. Yeah, I agree.
And Tom might have said that. I have no idea what he says.
I
his reason.
agree. It makes me be like, oh, that's nice. You know, that he would retire because he knows that he has not really been available.
Right.
All
Yeah.
these years.
Yes.
He's been away or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know how he is with his family. That doesn't mean they're not close. That doesn't mean he wasn't available
Right.
just because he's been away. I mean, I know, like my dad had a very stressful job that pulled him away physically to travel and whatever. But I felt he was available
Yes.
the whole
He
time.
was still there.
He was still there.
Yeah.
So I believe it's possible
Yes.
to do that. So if, that's a decision that you make, that's a choice that you decide to make. I'm
Yeah.
going to be there for my family, even though I have to do this. It may
Yes.
be that you're busier. It may be that you get flights home earlier, than
Right.
everybody else,
Right.
but it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still do
That's
that.
why I said no.
Right.
To what was the question?
The question was, does it automatically make Tom Brady a bad father if
No,
he's not
exactly.
retiring
No, it does
for
not.
his family?
Does not.
Okay. If that's not his reason.
That's not.
That doesn't have to be his number one reason.
No.
Got it.
But I will say that
Yes.
I kind of agree that these players, like winning and being the best is really above being home with your family.
Okay. So you agree with
Listen,
agree with Tony Kornheiser's first part, which is athletes don't really care about their families like that. Meaning he wasn't saying they don't like them. He was just saying they're not making decisions about their careers having to do with their families because the most important thing is the winning.
Well, I think some do because I know I don't remember what basketball player it was, but somebody did not go to another team that would have been a good, the money was more and all that stuff because he didn't want to uproot his family. Who was that?
I think it was Dwayne Wade not going to Chicago.
But did he? He didn't have his kid there.
Yeah.
Oh, but he does have kids.
Right.
He does have
but
kids.
that's the wrong thing. That's
It
wrong.
wasn't
That's not
Dwayne.
it.
It
That's
wasn't
not
Dwayne.
I think what you're actually talking about, it was Jason Tatum from the Celtics.
Okay.
Who, maybe it wasn't him, but there was somebody who didn't go to the bubble because of their kid.
That's what it was. It was the bubble.
It wasn't Jason Tatum, no.
It was the bubble.
I can't remember who it was.
It was somebody who didn't.
We gotta look that up. But there was somebody who didn't go.
Their kid had
somebody looked that up and put that in the comments.
Yeah. But I think the reason why they didn't go, now that I think about it, you're reminding me.
Yes.
Is that their kid had a physical problem.
Yeah.
And they had to get treatment.
And he actually did not go to the bubble with the team, and he did not participate at all with the team. And I think it was somebody on the Celtics because of some physical ailment that his son had.
And that's a little bit different.
Right.
That is a little bit different.
But you felt like that was a good father. You felt like he was making a decision to put his family over his career in that situation.
And I mean,
but you don't think most athletes do that, is your point?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I do believe that in those circumstance that made sense.
Yeah.
Why, but I mean, I don't think that they do that.
Right.
Because, look.
So here's the real question.
You also have to keep bringing that money in so that the family can live at this high level.
Correct.
So it's like
so here's the real question. The real question then is, when you are a father, to be a good father, is it possible to provide only and still be a good father? Do you understand my question?
No, it's not.
For our grandfathers, all they had to do to be good fathers was provide.
Right.
Like, if you bring home the bacon,
yes.
We're vegan now, so the veggie bacon. You know what I'm saying? Then we don't eat turkey bacon, nothing like that anymore.
Right.
So
I need to ask you something about that, by the way.
Okay, if you bring home, if you're providing the money and making sure your wife and children can eat, and you're providing, that was the thing about being a good father. So our grandfathers were good fathers if they just did that.
Yep.
They didn't have to be available, emotionally, physically,
no,
whatever, to be good fathers. But now I don't think that's possible. I don't think these days.
That is not the case these days.
No,
and no, to
you
me,
have
you
to be
are
able to do
not
both.
a good father if you just bring home the turkey bacon.
That's not enough.
I mean, not the turkey bacon, the veggie bacon.
Yeah.
You are not bringing home the stripples.
The tempeh. You don't like tempeh, though.
No, I don't like tempeh. You are not a good father if you're just bringing home the bacon.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
Because you need to be there for your children. Kids really, and as a teacher, kids who do not have their fathers really have some emotional problems.
Yeah.
Same for those who don't have their mothers, which I don't find as much. But I have had students who have mothers have abandoned them, and they have had some serious issues. So I feel like parents, period, who are not there for their children the way that they need to be there,
that creates issues.
Yes. So I do believe that you are not a good father if you just provide.
Yeah. Or that doesn't automatically make you a good father.
Let me not say that because I'm gonna say that doesn't automatically make you a good father. But I would say this: when you say provide, I think providing needs to be more than financial.
Okay. Got it.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's all I mean when I say provide. I'm using our grandfather's definition of what providing actually
because
means.
You could be providing emotionally, you could be providing physically, you see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
So, anyway.
So that should really take us to our word of the day, to be honest.
And I got to ask you the question about our party. I ask you that at the end.
Yeah.
So the word of the day is emo-vailable.
Emo-vailable.
It's actually a word, guys.
I thought you found this in the Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary word, but it is a word.
Emo-vailable.
In some dictionary, it is a word.
It is there.
Emo-vailable means the act of being emotionally available.
Wow.
And that's really the point. I think we all need to be emotionally available for each other.
Yeah.
I didn't say that right, but you know what I meant.
You
emotionally available for each other.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. You mumbled it a little bit.
I say emotionally available. Emo-vailable. We need to be emo-vailable to each other. Whether you're a mother, a father, whatever, a husband, wife, you need to be available emotionally.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so
that's what's missing in a lot of relationships.
It is missing. You're right.
That's what's missing.
Emotionally available. Emo-vailable.
Emo-vailable.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Tom Brady can be emotionally available to his family even while he can actively playing in the NFL.
The real deal is he don't want to get hurt at 45.
Right.
That's just it.
Right. Or he doesn't feel like going through all that restructuring of a team and not having a winning season. It's like, I ain't playing unless we get in the Super Bowl.
I get that.
There's no point.
Because it's all about winning. That's what real players want to do. They want to win.
The winners.
The winners. And he's a winner. He's already a winner.
Right.
He really don't got to.
That's true.
Don't got to defend him.
You're right.
So the question is, during the Super Bowl, babe, because we are vegan now, and we have been very successful these past few weeks. It's been great.
Yeah. We decided for New Year's.
It's actually possible. People don't realize how many things are vegan that are already vegan. They don't realize it.
That's true.
But anyway,
so we're fully plant-based since January 1, and I feel great.
How do you feel about not having real wings?
So that's the
your
thing.
Super Bowl party.
We've never had a Super Bowl party without wings before.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Now, I did find some vegan wings, and we've had them once, and they were actually really
They're
good.
really good. They are.
I don't remember the brand or anything like that. I got to bring those on and show people so
You
they
should.
can know it.
And you got vegan blue cheese and
True.
vegan ranch.
Yes.
So we can actually do it.
And the people that are coming are all
They're all
also
vegan-ish.
vegan, so that's not
They're
a problem.
all
They're at least
vegan.
vegan-ish,
Yeah.
so it's not a problem. I don't think they're gonna have any problem. I think if we were inviting our friends who ate meat, they'd be like, "I ain't coming to your Super Bowl party without no wings."
We just have to have wings for them.
I would just
You'd
bring
have
wings
to-
and have wings
And
for
then
them.
you would have to control yourself.
That's right. I would have to just be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm walking past those." You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thanks for being here tonight, y'all, or today, or whatever, with us. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys. Peace.